we see the cost of dietary and nutritional requirements in Ethiopia. And the story is largely driven by changes in real wages that occurred during the period studied here. In this graph, the y-axis on the left-hand side shows the dietary and nutrition costs. The x-axis is the period covered in the study, and the y-axis on the right-hand side has daily wages in 2011 US dollars. So we see that wages have increased considerably during the period, particularly starting from 2008, while the cost of caloric adequacy has declined by about 13% during the period. This is particularly the decline in the cost of caloric adequacy has particularly been through the investments in the cereal sector that occurred during the period in Ethiopia. The cost of nutrient-rich foods has not declined that much. It was stable or largely because agricultural policies during the period largely ignored nutrient-rich foods. The major story in Ethiopia is that real wages have grown considerably during the period, particularly between 2008 and 17, real wages grew by 70%. However, not all Ethiopians are real wage earners or hired laborers, because 80% of the Ethiopians live in rural areas, and most are engaged in subsistence food crop production. Nevertheless, the wages that we use have high correlation with real household spending, and can be considered as a real reservation and fallback wages. What is the dynamics? What has this dynamics resulted in? We see that affordability of nutritious foods has improved, and affordability of calorie has improved even more. We see that the cost of nutritious diets has fallen from 30% of the wages in 2008 to less than 20% of the wages in 2017. The cost of calories have fallen even more, from 10% of the daily wages. These are wages of manual laborers, mostly in urban areas. So they've declined from 10% to 5%. Attention, we see that it is shifting from calories to nutrients. If we take the counterfactual that wages have been increasing, but the cost of nutrient adequacy has remained the same, 11% of the wages would have bought the nutritious diets. Thank you. Sorry, Kalyani will present the Indian.